definitely would have seen this. Do you remember when you were young and your old man would snap a bit and you just see this like anger, like this rage in their eyes? Maybe not at you, but you just knew this is a big man. Like, I used to fear that stuff for a long time.
You know that copper you had on, the ex-copper, the Surf Lifesaver or whatever?
Yeah, right.
And I was listening to that one night.
Great,
Oh, dude, he was just reminding me of my stepdad.
Yeah.
Because my real dad, right, he'd done some time. And my stepdad was a copper. So Mum left when we were young.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Mum. All right, okay. Yeah.
So Mum left when I was young and we were in a council flat, And I got run over. I got run over by a drunk driver.
Wow.
And my stepdad was the first copper on the scene. And he took an exception to my mum. He's like, oh, yeah, because she was doing some modelling and stuff back in the day and then never left, mate. And then, it was just a hard ass.
Wow, what a mix.
And I remember the first meal we were having that I was...
Hey, is this where were we in the world?
Oh, this is Darwin.
So this is what? Darwin, did you...
So, you want full story, dude?
I don't know, yeah, I do.
Okay, all right. So, I was born in Darwin, right? I was born in Darwin. I moved around quite a lot. I went to 10 different schools.
In Darwin?
No.
Right.
So I lived in Darwin. I moved to Alice Springs. I moved 250 kilometres west to Alice Springs out in the middle of the desert called Haas Bluff. I was the only non-Aboriginal kid there. Where else have I lived? Adelaide. A couple of different places in Adelaide. I spent like a couple of weeks, we were going to move to Sydney. And a couple of weeks we were going to move to Perth, but didn't go.
With your dad this time?
No.
Okay.
So my real dad was never in actually proper there.
Right.
My stepdad was though. So I got hit by a drunk driver in Darwin, and then he stuck around, and then courted my mum.
Okay.
And they, I remember the first meal we were having, because I was a little shit, mate, like just a little rat bag running around, getting in all sorts of mischief, and I sort of had mum on a string, She couldn't really discipline me, and so she was cooking food. She put it down in front of me. I was like, I don't want that. That looks yuck. And she got up. Oh, what do you want? I said, I want whatever it was. I can't even remember. And my stepdad said, nah, he'll have what we're having or he'll go hungry. And I looked at him. It was the first time I'd really looked
What
at
age
him.
were you about?
I was 5.5.
Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm thinking you're like 16. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I was 5.5. So I look at him across the table and I make a fist and I'm like this. And he reached across, looked me in the eye and crushed my fist. I didn't cry, but it was just one of those moments where we're like,
right, challenge.
Yeah, wow. So it's a bit like that. But he was
that's good though, isn't it?
He was
man to man.
Yeah, I guess so. But mate, I tell a lot of people some stories, things that happen, and they're like, man, that is shit. That's crazy, dude. That's why you messed up. And I go, no, I'm not messed up. It's made me the person I am,
Right.
Bit tougher and not that but I think I'm getting a lot more softer as I get a bit older, So yeah.
You've done a lot of surfing then. When did you first get to Somewhere with Waves?
So, Adelaide.
Did we finish that story?
Which one? About my dad meeting my mum?
Well, I got run over by back up to, but you got it back up to Darwin.
Yeah, so this was in Darwin. Yep. And then we moved out to, because he was still in the police force. We moved out to Alice Springs, I think.
Can I ask, was he from New Zealand?
Yeah, my
stepdad?
Stepdad was a white Pakeha.
Okay.
From New Zealand.
Yep.
Dad's Maori. Or Māori.
Oh, wow. I could just imagine the rage in your dad. I could just imagine, like...
Yeah, my mum's English.
You split up with someone and your mum's English?
Mum's
okay.
English, yeah.
And of all the blokes to pick, a Pakeha,
a
copper, anyway.
Yeah.
Mate, we're all men. That's the thing. We're all just doing our best, right? Even your dad,
Yeah, I don't know that he thought about it too much, mate. I think he was too busy partying. He was a bit of a wild man.
Okay.
Had a good reputation on him. He was a singer.
Wow.
Met Mum when he was singing.
Right.
Mum still talks about, it didn't matter how shitty she was with him. If he was up on stage, he'd make her cry. And, I forgive you.
Yeah, right. Excellent.
But yeah. So, where are you asking about surf?
Yeah, well, I don't want to skip to that, but
Okay.
at the same time, you know, okay, it's shaped who you are. He's a kid that grew up in, and I've spent some time in Alice Springs and that part of the world.
Yeah. Well,
It's so different to the rest of Australia.
Yeah, so I'll tell you about the two dads. I've told you a little bit about my real dad, but my stepdad, so copper, right? And I've only recently found out, I don't talk to him anymore, but a few years ago when he was still I saw him in Brisbane, I found out that his nickname in the police force over in New Zealand, and he was Thumper. Because he was 6'2", and he was quite solid. And he used to love telling me, and they were the coolest stories like that guy you had on.
Yeah,
you know?
okay,
That's why it reminded me. I was
Like-
just like, oh man, just the rough stuff they used to do, you know? Phone book era, you know?
Yeah, like coppers just playing up, just doing whatever they could.
And just belting people.
No CCT cameras.
No, belting people back in line and all that sort of stuff. But he had, just one of the stories he told me was he was at a gonna be riot or something, and the head of that group was out the front, and they called him in. Hey, Thumper, go sort this out.
Wow.
So he's got the riot police behind him, or whoever they are. I don't know. The coppers already, and he walked out the front, and that's right, because he was we used to talk about fighting a lot. He loved me fighting. They both loved me fighting. Yeah. Both dads loved me fighting, you know. And he said, he was telling me, he said he hit someone once and he's never been so scared before, because he walked up this guy, said he was a bit bigger than him, leant back, hit him with everything he had. And he said, I shit myself. He didn't move. I'd just given him everything I had and he didn't move. And then I saw a little wobble in his knee and went, yep. Fell over, and then everyone just dispersed, apparently.
Right.
One of those moments.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's what they called him.
Wow. So, yeah, that was the days, man. Being a copper meant you had to be big.
Yeah.
You didn't want to go around shooting people. Come on, but we need to knock some guys out to chuck them in the back of this van, right?
Yeah, just give them a bit of a hiding, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must suck being a copper now. Keep going. I've got a million questions I got to ask you, mate.
Yeah, I know, a couple, mate. It just depends, I guess.
What were you fighting in then?
When I was a kid?
Back then, yeah.
My stepdad put me in boxing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
when I was just like a PCYC or, police.
Yep, in Darwin.
Some police club. Yeah, just that sort of thing. And then when we moved, he would just, I don't know, just sort of train me.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not saying they like me fighting in matches. Like, they just loved hearing me school fight.
Okay. How'd you go today? Yeah. Did you try the jab?
Yeah. So my real dad bought me this gift when I was young, Optimus Prime. You remember?
Yeah.
And it was metal. It was metal. So it was when Optimus Prime first came out. And my dad never got me a gift, right? So I was stoked.
It was like 10 Christmases.
Yeah. So I go to school and this little Asian kid, I think his name was Lewin, he stole it off me. I come home and I'm bawling, and I wasn't allowed to cry too often. So I get home and stepdad gets me. What's wrong? This kid stole my Optimus Prime. Right. You want to fix it? Yeah, I want it back. He said, right, you walk up to him tomorrow. You ask him, did you steal my Optimus Prime? Before he answers you, hit him. Right on the end of the nose.
Right, yeah.
And then you say, you're going to get one of those every day till you bring my Optimus Prime back.
Beautiful.
And we're still talking young, mate, like a young kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Just teaching you. Well, not a bad. I mean, you don't want to say that.
I teach a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't, you can't glorify that sort of stuff.
But I was watching this YouTube thing the other day, which, what a segue to what I want to ask you now. It was a kid that knew a lot about Jiu Jitsu.
Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Armbar.
Yeah, armbar.
Oh, what a great.
Yeah.
Which is when we first started talking the other week, and I went, man, I want to ask you. I came to watch UFC pretty late, so I don't want to get on the UFC bandwagon, but but definitely it blows my mind, man, that to have a sport after all these years where you've got boxing and all these sort of weird just ninjutsu and they all form together, and you know what brings most people down is a good punch in the head. A good. There's a lot more to this, but often what ends the fight is jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, like some sort of grappling thing.
Some sort of grappling, some sort of choke.
Groundwork or whatever, yeah.
And to see a kid on a YouTube video do that, it's just like, that is so good.
Yeah, well, I actually teach Japanese jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
So I've been teaching Japanese jiu-jitsu for quite a while. That's my job, you know. But I've trained quite a bit in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Right. So yeah, I appreciate both sides of things, sort of thing. But yeah, and how good was it? I don't know if you ever watched the first UFC from back in the day.
Oh, man, just highlights.
Yeah, you can probably find it online, you know, like where they wore a gi and there was man-on-man, round-robin sort of thing.
Right.
And the Gracie Gracie guy, he just won them all. Won the first one. Right. But yeah.
Is there any striking in the Japanese?
Yeah, so Japanese jiu-jitsu is completely different to Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Not completely, because it came from that sort of thing. And this is, it's cold, man.
It is. Keep forgetting it's winter. I've got the aircon cranked.
Yeah, I'm sort of shivering here.
Sorry, dude. Behind this curtain. Come on now. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, Japanese jiu-jitsu covers everything from your, strikes, grappling, throwing, your weaponry, pressure points, chokes, that sort of stuff. Your Brazilian jiu-jitsu has an element of self-defense, but it's become more of a sport, but awesome sport. Like have you done any yet?
None, but it's
Mate,
going to be.
Take you down to one of the local clubs.
I would love to.
Or recommend one of the local clubs, but
because we did a little bit of. My son is 5. We did a little bit of karate.
Yep.
And then sorry to cut you off. We'll get back, but the whole kata and it's just so boring. It really is. Like, but it's right. It's great for kids.
Yeah.
But most adults were saying, "Oh man, I probably would." You just see these adults start and finish, start and leave, start and leave, start and leave, and I was like, "I'll do anything to," like, It's just.
It's a discipline. It's an art, and it can be an art form. If you take it down that road, lots of people choose to join for different reasons. Some for confidence, some just because they want to get some self-defense stuff. But the Japanese jiu-jitsu is taught as a self-defense. Your Brazilian jiu-jitsu, you can go compete in that. Right. You can go all over the world and just compete in those rules. There's rules.
Yep.
No one's going to glass you. No one's going to stomp a chair over your head or something like that. But yeah,
is there kata in? Is it a similar sort of?
There's whole heaps of different jiu-jitsus and different.
But a Japanese one, yeah.
Well,
that's what I mean. I actually want to join one, so I want to make sure.
Okay, so all your like your Japanesey forms. Yeah. You're married to a Japanese guy, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So jiu-jitsu is from the samurai. Right. Okay, but all your jiu-jitsu forms will have some form of kata. Your Japanese ones. Your Brazilian jiu-jitsu won't. Not. It's more drilling. It's a sport that evolves every day. There's someone always. They call it a game. Like, how's your game going? Yeah, I've got this, got that. I'm working on my rubber guard. I'm working on my butterfly guard. I'm working on my spider guard. Right. Whatever.
And it's really aimed towards UFC from what it looks like from outside. Like, because they took the gi away. Oh,
it can be. It can be.
Like, say the 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, Eddie Bravo and that.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that was terrible.
Mate, you wait till some of these beers start coming up.
It can be. It can be. It just depends how you go about it as well. It's sort of like anything. Touch footy. You want to play at a good level and train for competition. Go find someone who's going to be competitive in that and teach you the things that you need to know. You want to play park footy, you don't need to train. You just go muck around. Yeah. So if you are looking for you, but the great thing about BJJ, and I don't want to say this is better than that or whatever, but the great thing I find about it is, for me it was a big release after playing footy. I was a bit lost after footy, but you can have a fight with it's like fighting with your mates back in high school, wrestling until someone goes, yeah, I've had enough, that's it, leave me alone, and they'll stop. Normally, unless you got shithead mates. Yeah. But so it's like that. You can go in, you can feel safe as long as you tap. If you tap, it's all over. Most people will stop unless they're pricks.
And that's where I found karate to be. Took too long, because you're constantly doing.
As I said,
you're punching nothing. Yeah, you're kicking nothing. So you watch the